Rich, spicy, and savory curry. Singapore-style curry chicken is slightly different from its Indian counterpart due to a few herbs and ingredients that are more commonly found in the Malay archipelago. We thicken our curry using coconut milk and make it more lemak. And we include the use of pandan leaves to make the curry more fragrant. This is my style of one of Singapore's favourite dish, and let's get right into this recipe. First, we have to make a rempah or fresh spice mix. We are actually using the same rempah introduced 2 videos ago, but just a smaller quantity. You can refer to the video on the top right hand corner if you'd like to know more. You can skip to the next section if you have already watched it. Essentially, the rempah is made up of 2 parts. The first is the shallot and garlic mixture. It contains about 150 grams of shallots and about 5 cloves of garlic. Blend it with around 30 grams of vegetable oil until you get this consistency. Then, blend the remaining ingredients into a paste. I'll be calling it the chili paste for simplicity when referring to it. We have around 5 large red chilies and 2 bird's eye chilies which I have deseeded. 2 lemongrass, but only the lower pale parts, chopped finely like this. 5 candle nuts soaked to soften before blending. As well as around 40 grams of dried chilies soaked and deseeded. 25 grams of fresh galangal and turmeric roughly chopped up. And not forgetting 10 grams of dry toasted belacan. Blend it until you get a consistency like this. With our rempah out of the way, we have our other ingredients. A whole chicken weighing around 1.5 kg, washed and clean. I've removed the head and feet, but you can keep it if you're into eating it. Next, we have about 6 small sized potatoes. We are going to cut it into large chunks as they will slowly disintegrate into the curry over the long cooking. Next, we have about 500 ml of coconut milk, which is essential for our curry as it makes it more lemak. Next, we have our aromatics that includes lemongrass, curry leaves, and pandan leaves. We need 2 stalks of lemongrass that has to be trimmed, leaving behind the fragrant pale parts. Bruise it slightly so it can release more flavour into the curry later on. Next, we have leaves from around 5 sprigs of curry leaves. And lastly, we have an ingredient not found in any Indian curry, the pandan leaf. This plant is mostly found in Southeast Asia and has a very unique fragrance. It's mostly used for making snacks and dessert. We are only using 3 pieces as its fragrance is very strong. To release maximum flavour, we roughly fold and break the parts close to the root where most of the fragrance comes from. It also makes it slightly softer so we can knot it more easily later on to make it more manageable inside the curry. Then, we tie the pandan leaves into a knot and you can stuff the excess leaves at the end into the knot to make the space taken up by the pandan leaves slightly smaller and easier to cook later on. After introducing our fresh ingredients, we have our dry spice mix. First, we have about 3 tablespoons of meat curry powder. It's an essential ingredient for any meat-based curry. 1 tablespoon of coriander powder, followed by 1 tablespoon of cumin powder to create multiple layers of flavour inside the curry. That's all to our ingredients. Let's get cooking! Firstly, we fry the shallot garlic paste until it changes colour and turns fragrant. Then, we add the chili paste and cook the rempah for about 20 minutes where the colour will look something like that and the chili oils are forced out. At this point, the rempah is fully cooked and it's time to add our dry spice mix. Fry it slightly to release the flavour inside the curry, coriander and cumin powder. The oils inside the rempah should be sufficient to dissolve these powders. Once they have mixed well, add the lemongrass and curry leaves. Stir fry these aromatics until they get fragrant. Once they are fragrant, we can add in our whole chicken. Stir fry the chicken and let the flavour of the spices and aromatics enter the chicken. Cook the chicken until no pinkness can be seen. At this point, add about 1.5 liters of water or sufficient to submerge all the ingredients. Add in the knotted pandan leaves. Mix the ingredients well and try to keep most of the chicken pieces underwater. Once the water starts to boil, add in the cut potatoes. Remember not to cut them too small as they will dissolve or melt into the curry over the long cooking process. Stir everything well and try to keep everything submerged underwater. Once it starts to boil, turn the heat to low and cover it for simmering. We will simmer the mixture for about 30 minutes where the chicken and potatoes will completely soften. In between, you can open the lid occasionally to scoop away any excess oil from the rempah floating at the top of the curry to make it less oily. After about 30 minutes of simmering, add about 2 teaspoons salt and 2 teaspoons sugar to season the curry. Taste the curry and adjust the flavour to your liking. Once the flavour of the curry is to your liking, it's time to add in the coconut milk. Depending on the amount of water remaining and your preference, you can add more coconut milk. For me, I tasted the curry and I think that the coconut taste is still lacking, so I added another 60 ml of coconut milk. Taste it. Perfect for my liking. Let the curry reach a boil at a high heat. Here comes the most important part. You will be tempted to start serving the curry chicken that you have been cooking to close to an hour for, but you have to leave it and rest for at least 1 hour to allow the flavour to fully develop. This is true for all curry related dishes. Within an hour, magic will happen. The sauce will get thicker and all the ingredients will develop their individual flavours fully and the curry will taste much better. After about 1 hour, remove the pandan leaves and lemongrass to make it easier to scoop the gravy. Pick out the pieces of chicken and potatoes first. Then, drench the ingredients in the rich curry. You can serve it with a piping hot bowl of rice, but my personal favourite is to still have it with fresh, hot baguettes out of the oven. Dip the oven fresh baguette into the thick, creamy curry and send it right into your mouth. Are you feeling hungry yet? We have come to the end of the curry chicken video. If you liked our curry chicken recipe, do subscribe and stay tuned for 2 recipes coming out each week. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and let us know what you would like us to cook next. And I'll catch you in my next video.